Okay, so while Gail's getting ready, welcome everyone to our, what I guess, third technically leadership workshop for this year. This is a very specific topic, but I think it pertains to everyone some more than others. So we've been talking about, I mentioned it briefly in the district meetings about the kind of legal structure of our clubs. And we have, of our 29 clubs, 19 are incorporated and 10 aren't. And our goal for this year is to get all of our clubs incorporated. And Gail is going to talk about why that matters, why we're talking about it right now, go through the steps. But even if you're in a club that's already incorporated, I think it will help you understand the importance of the legal structure of our clubs from a risk management standpoint, if nothing else. So with that, I think Gail probably needs no introduction, but I will introduce fabulous Gail, member of my club, SI San Francisco, past governor of our region, and a current SIA secretary treasurer. So our representative currently on the Federation board. And as many of you also know, semi-retired. Gail has a legal background and most recently served as a Superior Court judge in City and County of San Francisco. So take it away.
Okay, I've just got to do a little problem here. You can see my screen now?
Yes.
Can you see everything?
You can see your notes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can see my notes and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me put this back on the, how do you play it again? From the beginning. All right.
But you're a judge, so we know nothing is going to be incriminating.
There you go. Okay. Let me go back. So, welcome everybody. My name, as you know, is Gail Dekreon, and I am here to tell you all about corporations. It's such a thrilling subject, don't you think? But as a lawyer and a judge, I've had to deal with corporations. I had the pleasure of explaining this to the two clubs that I helped charter when I was the membership chair, and they chose to incorporate rather than just to be a simple association. I think that back in the olden days when our clubs were starting to charter, it wasn't that big of a deal. And maybe they didn't think they would last very long. But having a corporation has its own benefits and drawbacks. It all comes to personal liability, that if you're an association, then anything that goes wrong in your club, someone slips on a banana peel, so, a minor disappears, everybody in your club is personally liable for whatever happened. And the region's liable, and the federation's liable, and even international could be liable. It's also affects your ability to secure major funding, because most major funders want to know that you are credible and legitimate. And if they see that you're incorporated, and that means that you're following the laws of the state and that you're credible. And it also helps you to meet your long-term goals for your club and for our mission, because you are credible and you are legitimate. So you need to make an informed choice on how you want to go about this, and you need to learn about the structural options. And in less than an hour, I am here to help you, and I am going to help you. Next. So how many here, and I can't see anybody, so somebody who's watching will have to tell me, know that your clubs are incorporated? Anybody?
Madera is.
Okay. Anyone else? I think
San Luis is.
San Luis is, San Francisco,
Oakdale is.
Oakdale,
Modesto.
Calaveras
is.
Calaveras, okay.
Modesto.
Modesto
I'm more
is.
focused on the ones that aren't, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see
I don't know if Tulare is or not.
Tulare is.
Tulare is, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amador is not.
Amador is not. Hanford
Berries is not.
Ceres is not. Santa Clara is not.
Oh. Santa Clara, Silicon Valley, interesting. And I know that Modesto North is not, because I talked to Betty.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I thought we were.
Okay. That's 4 Any more? Do you know, Judy?
You want to know who's not?
Yeah, because it sounds like a lot of people already are, and that's excellent.
Yeah, who's not is Capitola,
Okay.
and I don't think they're here tonight. Why is my hand up? Santa Clara,
Yeah.
Hanford,
And,
Taft,
oh,
Kerman, Clovis, Los Banos, Amador County, Modesto North, and Ceres.
okay. That's 1, 2,
And
3,
I don't feel as bad.
9. It looks like
Should
9.
be-
Does that look right?
Should be 10.
Amador Series, Santa Clara, Silicon Valley, Modesto is 4, Capitola 5, Hanford 6, Kerman 7, Clovis 8, Los Banos 9. Who's number 10?
Taft.
How about City of Riverbank? Are they?
They are,
Riverbank
yeah.
is-
They're one of the ones that
Yeah.
have helped. I believe they are.
All the newer clubs are.
Modesto is incorporated. I don't know about
Modesto is-
Modesto North.
Modesto North is.
No, Modesto North is not.
Okay.
No, it's not because I talked to Betty. Okay. Maybe we'll come up with it, I hope. So our goal today is to help you decide whether or not to incorporate your clubs. And I'm hoping some of the people from those 9 or 10 clubs are here. And if they're not, I'm around to help them. You're going to learn about the pros and cons of whether or not you should incorporate and the requirements that you have to do it to become incorporated and the duties once you are incorporated. And it sounds kind of serious when I say it that way, but even the people with associations, I believe, are doing most of this stuff anyway, because California law does recognize unincorporated associations, but whether the law recognizes them or not, the main part is that you don't have the protections that are available if you're incorporated. You'll find that none of these requirements, these forms and things you have to fill out are all that different from what you're already doing. And with being a corporation means that you are personally protected. So the key differences are structural differences. Unincorporated associations are simple and easy, but have limited protection. Nonprofit corporations that are incorporated provide liability protection and, as I said earlier, enhanced credibility. That your bigger donors just find you more credible if you're incorporated. Tax exempt status, both unincorporated and incorporated organizations qualify for 501c3 status if they meet the Internal Revenue Service requirements and operate purely for a charitable or other exempt purpose. And our unincorporated associations are under the 501c3 umbrella of Sir Optimus International of the Americas. And if you can't find your letter showing that, because you want to have that, if you're unincorporated, decide to incorporate, you want to get a copy of that letter from SIA, and they'll give it to you. They have it. State laws, and then this formation. State laws require corporate nonprofits to take several more steps to be formed. The first one is articles of incorporation. It's just a one-page form in California. It can be done online, and it costs about $30 if you file online, and $45 if you hand walk it into their office in Sacramento. I don't know why it's more expensive. I think they just like the electronics. And then every year you have to file a statement of information so they know you're still alive, and that's only $20. So it's not that expensive unless you're a business for profit. So there are some requirements, state laws have some requirements for liability, protection, registration, and ongoing compliance. And as I said, I think that almost all of us, whether we're incorporated or not, are already doing that. So what is a nonprofit? A nonprofit organization exists primarily to serve the public good rather than generating profit for owners or shareholders, unlike for-profit businesses. Nonprofits reinvest any surplus funds back into their mission-driven activities. And the two most common structures, as you now know, are unincorporated nonprofit associations and nonprofit corporations. And an unincorporated nonprofit association forms when it's called an UNA, by the way, UNA, unincorporated profit association, when 2 or more people work together toward a common charitable, educational, or social purpose without filing formal incorporation documents. And the point of it is that it's usually a short-lived project, and they usually don't last more than 3 years. Of course, we have some unincorporated associations that have been around for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years in our little district here, our little region. But a nonprofit corporation is a separate legal entity that forms through a state incorporation process and offers enhanced protections and capabilities. And one major difference is that with an unincorporated association, if you don't file paperwork every year letting the state know that you're still alive, they'll just drop you off the books after 3 years. With corporations, you're there. Whether you're incorporated, they know you exist, they'll send you reminders. See? Let's move on. What are the risks of unincorporated associations? This is the part where I get to scare you a little bit. Lack of legal identity. And so corporations are known under the law as unnatural persons, but they are persons. So a natural person is a human being like you and me. I am not a robot. I am not an AI. Corporations are kind of like that, but they are known as persons. They're known as an unnatural person, so they have an identity. If you don't have this legal identity, your association technically cannot own property, cannot enter into contracts, or initiate legal proceedings in that name. So, so that if you have a cause of action you want to bring to court, you can't bring it in the name of your club if you're still an association. It has to be brought in the name of some human beings, board of directors people, okay? Those actions have to be carried out by individuals on behalf of the association, and that can lead to complications in asset management and succession planning. I think there's always a problem in succession planning, whether you're incorporated or not, but when you're trying to do things legally, get some good sponsors, things like that, you're not in a good position. In an unincorporated association, the individual members may face personal liability for that organization's debts, obligations, or legal issues. And as I said, I think I said earlier, but I'm not sure. While some states like California does provide limited liability protection for unincorporated association members under specific circumstances, it's weaker than if you have a corporate identity. Incorporation for risk management protection. Incorporation provides built-in protection for individuals. I don't know if you've heard lifting the corporate veil or going behind the corporate veil. And what that means is that every single one of your members, if you're incorporated, are protected by the name of your incorporated club. Sir Optimus International San Francisco, the corporation. So they can't, the people who want to sue you or take you to task or something like that can't pierce that corporate veil, go behind it and get me or Cheryl Adelman or Judy Sanderlin, go after people personally. They're stuck with the unnatural person known as the corporation. I hit the key and I didn't want to. How do I go back? There we go. So how many of you who are unincorporated, do we have any unincorporated association people here tonight?
I'm on
Carol
Gail.
from SI Series.
Okay.
Tana from Hanford.
Hi, Tana. Okay. Anybody
And
else?
Donna from Amador.
Okay, very good. I'm so glad you're here. So do you have directors and officers liability insurance policies?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Of course, Tana's an insurance broker. Of course you do. How about the others?
As far as I know, but I'm gonna have to check with my treasurer to make sure.
You better check because we do have liability insurance under SIA's umbrella, but that's liability insurance for accidents or things that could happen when you're hosting an activity or a fundraiser or something like that. It doesn't protect you if the directors or officers do some wrongdoing of some sort, or if they're standing in front to be the person sued because your club did something that someone's bringing an action against. So yes, don't be fooled by this. Your SIA dues are only for liability. Are you serving alcohol or not? I'm going to charge you extra money. But for directors and officers liability insurance, that's a different policy. And I'm sure Tana can help us with that. I think she helped my club with it. An incorporated structure provides stronger risk management strategies and liability protections compared to the unincorporated ones. I think you've heard me say it several times, helping to safeguard owners from personal financial exposure. And I know that many of you own your own houses, you own cars, you own companies, that all of that is at risk if your club's not incorporated. The risk is not only to you and your club members, but to the Sierra Pacific region. It's also a risk to Seroptimus International Americas because we all share that name. And it's even could include Seroptimus International. For any, all of these can be sued for any wrongful acts that might have originated from your club. So now I know you're wondering, how do I get incorporated? I'm convinced, Gail, and it's really, really easy in California, especially since California does have laws and protections for unincorporated associations. A lot of it's the same stuff that I think you're already doing. In a nutshell, to incorporate, you have to first form a California nonprofit corporation by filing articles of incorporation with the Secretary of the State. It's a one-page form that you do electronically, and all it really wants to know is your name, your address, who's going to be the person that is officially going to receive any formal process, and the names of your president, your secretary, and your treasurer. That's about it. Sign and date it. Next, you need an employer identification number. That's an EIN. And if you already have one, you don't have to change it. You just need to let the state of California and the IRS know that you've changed your name. That's the only thing you have to do. And like I said, if you can't find your letter confirming that you are under the umbrella with SIA, they'll send you a copy of it. And then finally, this is really important. You need to register with California Attorney General's Register of Charitable Trusts if you have not done so already. So those of my friends out there who are not incorporated, are you registered with the Charitable Trust Registry?
Yes, for Amador.
Yes, for
Yes,
series.
Hanford is too. Gail had my hand up in regards to filing your articles. Now, because we would do this, I would assume, according to our fiscal year too. So like, if we filed it now, it'd be from January to, December 31st. So is this something that we should follow along the lines of our club year too?
Well, let's take a look at that. I'm going to that form. Oh, okay. Actually, that form is here in my PowerPoint. So let me go back. TT slideshow from the beginning. Oh, I don't want from the beginning. Okay, let me get there. Okay. This is what it looks like. And I think that you get to actually state what your fiscal
year, right?
Yeah. So this is how simple this is. And this is the one for Central California, excuse me, Central California. Because when it was started, so, and this is an old one, but there's the officers, there's the service for process. It was Barbara Jane Hokinson. If you didn't know, her first name is really Barbara. And I think maybe it's not necessarily on here. It's when you file your taxes that you designate your fiscal year. The Articles of Incorporation is just to establish your corporate identity. Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, because we do everything else. We have an EIN, we file for our charitable trust registration. So just a matter of filing our statement of understanding and then requesting to be incorporated.
Well, not the statement of understanding. It's just your Articles of Incorporation is your statement of understanding. It's really simplified since the old days when Articles of Incorporation were like 7 pages long and were really bylaws. So the Articles of Incorporation, let's go back to that little form there. Whoops, there. That's it. That's the form. And when you look at it, it just wants to know the name, your address that you're going to get mail to, your executive officers, your agent for service of process, and sign and date it. That's it. And see, in this one, the treasurer can sign it. The president can sign it. This is it. And then they look at it and then you have to be sure that you are filing as a public benefits corporation. And we'll get to that. We'll go back up here. Oh, okay, so as I said, all you really have to do is file Articles of Incorporation and amend your name in your charitable registry, and you're done. Because now your charitable registry won't just say Seroptimus International Hanford. It'll say Seroptimus International Hanford, comma, Inc., or comma, a corporation or something, which gives you a lot more credibility. So this is how you do it. That And I have the handouts have all this stuff on it, and the handouts have a narrative explanation, only 1 or 2 pages, each of them explaining how to do this. So this is where you go, because now the Secretary of State for the state of California wants to do everything online, and they started this about 5 years ago, I think it was. So they have their biz file online. They're very happy with this. They're very excited about it. It looks like this, and you go on there, and then next thing you have to do is log in. See, this is the same page, but it's kind of cut off a little bit. You go here to log in. And when you do that, you click that button and you create a name. Well, you sign in with your email address, which is probably your club email, and make up a password. And then you look for forms. It'll give you this page. See, there I am right up there in that right-hand corner. So now it says, okay, we recognize you. You look at forms. And what you want, the form you want is the articles down here, this row, articles of incorporation for public purpose. Where is it?
Public benefit.
Public benefit. Thank you. Public benefit. Corporation, articles of California corporation benefit. I thought it was right over here, but it's public benefit. It's this one. And you click on this. Yeah, it's a 3rd row, 3rd box. That's what I thought it was. Oh, 3rd row. I was in the 2nd row. 3rd row, 3rd box. It's this guy right here for public benefit. When I first did this for Seroptis International Online, I actually grabbed this one. It looked good to me, but it's not the right one. It's public benefit. You want public benefit. Okay. You also have to send this to SIA, just so they keep the record straight. So then you go there, and when you click on it, you'll get this. And what they want you to do is, this is the file online button. See, the online processing fee is only $30. It's $45 if you want to print it out, fill it out by hand, and walk it in, or mail it or something. They charge you more. It's really easy to file online. And this is what these are the fields. They call them fields. You know, that form I showed you before, all those lines to fill in names and addresses and officers and stuff, they're called fields. These are the fields. Well, first they warn you, what's the name? What's the address? Who's going to be your agent for service of process? What's your purpose? Any additional statements and file date? Public benefit. Any attachments you want to put on there? Review and signature, and pay the processing fees. And then you click file it, and it comes back stamped in your official. See how easy that was? They don't need a copy of your bylaws. They don't need any of that stuff. And oops, and then you end up with this form. When you hit that, okay, file it, there's the form. That's what it looks like. You filled out all of those fields in the red thing, and that's what comes up. So then you just need to, once you get it back from them, they'll stamp it, you know, some official looking stamp in this corner and stuff like that. Then you need to amend your bylaws, showing that you are now a corporation, not just an association. And when you're incorporated, add your corporate name in there and your bylaws. And of course, you know, whenever you want to amend your bylaws, you have to make the proposal at a general meeting for the members and notify them. And then you have to, in 30 days, then you can actually vote on it. And it has to have majority vote to approve any changes. But of course, this is something you'll bring up to your membership to start with anyway. Any questions? Now you know how to do this. Tell your friends.
So real quick, Gail, when you're filling out all those papers and yada, 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 you're gonna, like, it would be Seroptimus International of Amador County. But will it also, do we have to put, so you have to put who the president is and secretary treasurer, right?
Yes.
So, and then, so you have to do it every year because those officers change.
Well, okay.
It's a different
You
form
don't-
you file every year, Donna.
Yeah, there's a different form. There's a different form.
Update.
Oh, okay. So this is so that's different from
And I'll
this.
I will show you that form. I will show you that. Where's that form?
And actually, the statement of information
Statement of
form, you only
information.
file every 2 years.
Right.
Oh, 2 years statement.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my treasurer probably knows that, which is why I'm not treasurer, Janice.
Of course. There's the California registry. That's the filing system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, number. This is the Form 100. Yeah, that someone said.
We're still in your PowerPoint, Gail.
Yeah, you're looking at this stuff? Oh, you're still in my PowerPoint?
Yeah,
Oh, I was trying to share. Well,
to unshare and then share again,
oh,
probably.
is that what I have to do? Stop the share?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I'll start the share again. I thought I was showing you some great stuff here. That's not what I wanted. This is the statement of information. See $20 filing fee.
Not yet.
Oh, you're not seeing it yet?
No, not yet.
It says, hey, hit share. Are you seeing it now?
There we
Yep.
go. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. This is the statement of information. Once you file articles of incorporation, they've been approved, then you have to do this. And I thought it was annual, but if it's only,
No, I'm very sure it's only 2 years.
It's every 2 years.
okay.
Yeah.
But if you
And the date you file, it varies according to when you incorporate it. So it's not like November 15th.
Yeah, they have to send you they'll send you a reminder because I missed ours, and for whatever reason I had done it early last year and thought it was okay, and then I was still late anyway. But if you want to use it for something like changing people on your bank account, they send you a certified copy if you ask for it via email, and that's what I brought to the bank when I needed to change officers at the bank, and that bank accepted it.
It was a certified copy of the year-old one?
No, then I did a new one, the statement of information, and it immediately files. And for an extra $5, you get the certified copy.
Okay. And so even though it's only due every 2 years, they'll still accept it after 1 year?
Well, I chose to file it early, and then because I had filed it early, I didn't file it in the normal time, and then they said I was late. But the next year on the real date.
Oh, okay. So
Because you can file it at any time if you
Anytime,
need
yeah.
to update your officers, right?
Yeah.
And you need the form for something.
Good information. And it's just the same thing. Is same address, who are your officers, who's your agent for service of process?
So I have a question because like we have a PO box, but we don't have an actual address. So I think the treasurer has been using like her address.
Right, because PO boxes are not acceptable. They want to make sure
Right.
you get it. This is for the agent service of process. I think your business address can be a PO box, but for the service the agent,
The principal address has to be a street address.
Okay, so it's either probably the treasurer or the president or
whoever wants to do it.
We pay that extra fee, Gail, for ours to be like a street address to the post office.
Oh, that's why we did that.
Uh-huh. So
Okay.
we still use our PO box. The post office will let you do that. If you pay, like there's when you set up your PO box, there's a special service you can select with them that allows you to use the street address.
And what they do is, so you have your address, 157 West Portal Avenue, and rather than saying PO box, you just have number 2734,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then San Francisco,
probably a
California.
better route for consistency, right?
Yeah.
Than using someone's personal address.
well, yeah, because we keep changing.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And
Right.
that's honestly, that's a lot of the problem with this sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Like once you're incorporated, yeah, but the constant, and we're going to have a separate workshop on reporting requirements and deadline in this kind of topical area of administering clubs. But yeah, anything that we can do to make it easier as we pass off from, one club year to the next, to the next, to the next, and over time, so using consistent addresses and emails and those sorts of things are very helpful.
And I think that's what they mean by you have a more secure succession plan.
Yeah.
You're incorporated because they expect that you're going to have a stable address, and what Carla just described is how you get around that. It's a U.S. Post Office, so you must do
I
it.
just want to add though to what Gail was saying about how easy it is because San Luis has been incorporated for as long as I can remember. It's minor.
Yeah.
We just fill it out every 2 years, not a big deal. Don't obsess over thinking, oh my gosh, it's a government form. It's fine. So
And Gail, most most articles, the articles of incorporation are really very brief, right?
It's that one page. That's all they want. That one
Yeah.
page I showed you. That's all they want. I have to unshare and share. You want me to show it to you again? I can do that. Stop the share. Okay. And then I got to share again. They got to fix this.
It's not the same as like a new club writing bylaws for the first time.
No.
Like, I don't want it to sound
No.
like a scary, it really is just forms and filing and
It's this one form. This is the only form. Yeah, it's required. Where's I make myself bigger. There we go. And it's one-time deal. You do it one time, but that's it. And like I said a little earlier, in the olden days, when I first became a lawyer in the late 70s, early 80s, it was different. It had 3 or 4 pages. It was a big stinking deal. Now it's just one page. This is all they really want to know about you, because the rest of it belongs in your bylaws. Oh, these are our territorial limits. This is how many people will allow in. This is women only, men only, whatever it is. That belongs in your bylaws, and some stuff belongs in your procedures. To incorporate, they just want to know what's your name, what's your address, and who's responsible.
yep.
And you only do it once. And then, as she said, the statement of information every 2 years is just to make sure you're still alive. Because as I said, the associations, if they don't get some information from you on a regular basis, after 3 years, they don't recognize you.
So question, I mean, every 2 years, we do our board like every year.
Right?
I guess it doesn't really matter. But you only do this one time, right? You said, but you do this form every 2 years.
No, the articles of incorporation, you do one time, period. You only do one time.
So whose
And
name do you put in?
Well, the articles of incorporation, whoever is
your
currently the
current
president.
board is, yeah.
Yeah, whoever the current board is.
Okay.
Well, can't remember when San Francisco was incorporated, but I'm looking at incorporation papers for this Elks Lodge I belong to. They were incorporated in 1957. Those people are all dead. It's just, they're legitimate.
Yeah.
They're legitimate people with the organization. They at the time were the president, secretary, whatever their little names were. They're dead now, but that's
Okay.
okay. It still exists. See, corporations
Okay.
never die.
My club incorporated in 1957 or 56.
Okay. Well, hey,
I
my
think-
name will go down in history.
You'll be
is what
famous.
That's right.
telling me.
That's right. It's very interesting.
Tammy has a question.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, if we've always had a PO box that I'm aware of, where is that letter asking for the statement of information update going? And my other question is that form that I shared with Pam, that she shared with you, Judy, that we thought was a scam.
Mhm.
Is that really is a scam, right?
Yes. That
Okay.
was someone wanting to charge you a lot of money to do some of this filing on your behalf.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So just making sure. So,
Yep.
and this is a treasurer's duty?
Typically,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
Okay.
and like Carla said, the PO box, I mean, you can go to your post office now and, close the
I
one
mean,
you have.
you can also really easily, if you're already incorporated, you can look it up online easily, and you can see what information they have, what address on record, that kind of thing. It's really easy to do. I can't remember the website off the top of my head, but if you Google,
It's the same. It's the same website.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's that-
So you could just
You
do
just
like
go to
a
the business search.
business search.
Okay. I
Yeah.
will
You
do
just
that.
put in your club name and it'll tell you what information they have on file.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will do
That's
that.
what that's what we did to find out we weren't incorporated.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you see
So
my
That's what I
screen?
did to find out you weren't as well.
Can you see my screen, you guys?
Yeah.
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 This is the same thing, that same address, and see it says search over here. And you
Yes.
just type in whatever variation of the name, it's usually spelled
You-
out entirely.
That's
Gail,
where
you can also go down under where it says business entities.
Yep.
And it says free business
Yeah.
search.
Yeah. This thing.
yeah, that's where I went to check on that letter that we received and found that it was only $30 through the state, not 200 and something.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Well, some people just get a lawyer to do it for them. And then they don't
Or a
have to.
CPA.
But the thing is that all of these clubs have been operating for a long time, and you do know about most of this paperwork already because California does protect unincorporated associations.
So Judy, you said that you went and searched there. We are incorporated because I filed the articles of incorporation and I filed every 2 years. We were late, we had gone delinquent and I filed it in 2022.
Well, go figure. Let's see.
Did you, and you got it all paid up and you're not delinquent anymore and you're still existing?
Yep.
You just want your money.
Is it under?
Yeah, that's
Santa
why I wanted to
Clara?
talk to you beforehand, but
Is it under what?
Santa Clara. You guys have.
yeah, it's under Santa Clara, Silicon Valley.
I believe you.
I mean, if anybody.
Oh no, there it is. So, I don't know. You're there. You're good.
Okay.
It's got your name on it and everything.
I know.
Take you off the list.
Thank you.
Yeah, take you off the naughty list. Yeah.
And
That's why I was like,
Charlie's, yeah. Like Charlie's Club, San Luis, I think we were incorporated in 50 something as well.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I
we've
found it
had the same PO box for forever. We just use our PO box. They send it, most of the stuff goes to your email.
Yeah.
And we put in the treasurer's address, every 2 years, whoever is the treasurer at that point. Like I said, we don't obsess over all of that. We just fill out the form and submit it.
Yeah.
And it's always been fun.
And it's a simple one-page form.
Janice taught me about this because this was something, how many times have I been treasurer? I didn't know about this. That I had to do that.
And then it turned out she'd already done it. So
no, somebody else had done it, but she was late. She didn't do it before I took over as treasurer.
Yeah.
It was due in March and I took over in July. Is Turlock incorporated?
I don't know. Do you know?
It might be the other one you're looking for.
Yeah, they've just recently Chris was just working on it recently.
I was going to say that's Chris, right? I would think she'd be incorporated.
Yeah, they had some issues, but I think they're good.
Yeah, because they're not showing up in the business search yet.
Oh, that's not good.
But it could be filed under a different name.
Yeah, she told me, well, I'll check in with her. It's kind of on my maybe not list. So she did say they were working on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the main difference, I have handouts that Judy's going to get to you folks. And it's I can even show this to you. Share screen, try again. I'm getting better at my sharing my screen. The handouts. What's the difference? Open says me. Can you see it?
Yep.
It opened up? Okay.
Well, we can see your file.
Oh, you can't see
it. Hasn't opened yet.
Okay. Okay. I gotta stop the share and then I'll start the share again. Where's the share? Share screen. Because I did open it and there it is. And now I'll share it. Now you can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the unincorporated versus incorporated nonprofits.
Oh.
And formation requirements. You don't need to form one. You have to file articles of incorporation. Legal status, it's not a legal entity. The nonprofit corporation, it is an unnatural person. Personal liability, it's very limited liability. But for corporations, you're protected. Contracting ability, you can enter into contracts only in states that have adopted this unincorporated association. And California does follow that, kind of. But you enter in contracts, it's a greater risk and greater complexity, meaning that because you're not incorporated, whoever signs that contract is personally liable if problems come up because of that contract. So there's no perpetual existence. An unincorporated association dissolves when members leave or after 3 years of no activity, because you're not required to file these forms. But the corporation never dies until someone tells state of California that it's no longer viable. And your fundraising credibility, to me, this is a big one. You know, if you want to go to somebody big, if you know, and you live in towns, you know, all the business people, it's not a problem. But if you want to go for the big bucks, you know, you probably want to consider this. And they say, well, there's less ongoing requirements for unincorporated associations. You have to do all this paperwork. Well, we told you what you have to do. It's once every 2 years, the statement of information. And the charitable registry, is that every year, Carla?
Yes.
Yeah, charitable registries every year. And do they send us reminders still, or they don't?
No,
I
that
don't know.
that one is due on the same time as your
It gets filed with
taxes.
your tax
Yeah.
return.
It's
Yeah.
and then your raffle report as well
Yes.
goes to them. But yeah, I don't know if they send reminders. Oh no, they do because Gloria forwarded it to me. I just
good.
know the dates now because I've done it so many times.
Yeah, and the nice thing is raffle is now calendar year.
I know, I like it. It's great.
Yeah, instead of August.
Yes.
It never made any sense, and everybody's on vacation. You know? And then sometimes you might have banking issues, and they'll just want your personal information. Well, you have to put your personal information anyway, because since the Patriot Act went into effect after 9/11, banks don't want corporations. They don't give out corporate credit cards. You know, you can put that name on it, but it's a personal liability to whoever's gotten it. Yeah.
Gloria?
Two quick questions, please. Under the personal liability for nonprofits, it says there's limited liability protection for directors and officers. So, should the directors and officers carry their own liability as well for D&O? That's the first question.
No, the D&O covers the officers. You don't need your personal one unless
You don't need
protection.
your own personal, okay? And then under the regulatory compliance for annual reports, it says board meetings, detailed record keeping. Can you to expound more on board meetings? Are they just looking for the dates the board meetings were held? Or
No, under California law, every corporation has to have at least one meeting a year. We meet, 10 to 12 months to a year. And that's why treasurer's reports, I think that after a certain period of time, you can dispose of those, but the minutes are supposed to be permanent. And we're looking at ways to keep permanent minutes, put them in the cloud or put them on a disk or something like that. That's so that if they make sure you're not a shell corporation that does nothing.
Yeah, but I'm just asking, are these things that we have to also report? Because
No.
we keep our documents, our minutes are, they are digital, so we do keep them.
Yeah, they want you to keep it. It's the law. You must keep it, but they don't want to hold them. They don't want to look at them.
Okay.
Also, Gloria, when we file our taxes, if somebody wants those things, like our tax forms or our minutes, a member of the public, they can request that. That's why we have to make sure we have that information.
Yeah. Thank you.
So question, D&O insurance, and I know if Tanda's still on there, just for a club purpose, when we bring it up, what's usually the cost for that? I was looking it up and it says,
I think our D&O for Hanford, and we go through the same brokerage firm that our liabilities through, because that's here in my hometown, Pacific Ag, and it's running like maybe 300. It just all depends, your limits. So, I mean, it's not bad, but, and it covers, your named officers and directors and every board that you sit on, regardless if it's Hanford. I mean, if it's, Seroptimus or, whatever, you should always have that protection because you're right. You don't know who's going to sue you.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
I put the link into the form in the chat.
Stop sharing. Yeah, in the chat. We just went to Tana.
To Tana. Tana's happy to help, I'm sure.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to just go to Tana.
What is this link, Charlie?
It's the link to the D&O enrollment form. And it is weird. It runs May to May.
Yeah.
Do SIA.
So it's not, they're not going to prorate or anything like that. If you don't already have it, you'll have to pay now and then again in May. but it's one of the ones you want to put on your treasurer's calendar.
Yeah. Carla, did we get this or we went with Tana, didn't we?
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, you go through, you went through SIA, who goes through Pacific Ag, which is here in my hometown.
Oh, okay.
And then, then on top, and you're right, it goes from May to May. And then, because they don't want you to be changing, your club year without having, your correct officers in place, so. The other thing too that Hanford has purchased above and beyond that is a bond, because we have anywhere between 5 different functions where we can have money floating, not just through the treasurer, but let's say like a committee chair. If we have somebody that has, like, for instance, the Festival of Trees, you've got the finance committee who could be handling $58,000 in sponsorships through, July to September. So we have a bond for anyone up to 5 that are dealing with funds, as well as embezzlement.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes sense.
That's good.
Any other questions?
And I'm willing to help anyone who wants to go through this process.
Yeah, I think what we'll do at this point is send these materials out to the clubs that we know are not incorporated. We'll take Santa Clara off the list. And just kind of a procedure, do this, then this, then this. Know that Gail's happy to help. I'm happy to help. I'm not an expert. Gail's an expert. And then for the rest of you that are already incorporated, we are having another session on reporting and deadlines. So all the various forms, whether it be to the state, to the IRS, to SIA, we're just going to cover all the kinds of different things that need to be filed and reported and when. So it'll be kind of an all-inclusive list of things that's coming up in the future workshop.
So should we still, even if we're working on getting incorporated, should we still watch that? Should we still get on that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I mean, a lot of it's stuff you're already doing, whether or not you're incorporated, but it will encompass the new requirements as well. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Gail. Really appreciate this. This is kind of not the most interesting topic necessarily, but we do get a lot of questions about just how our clubs function. In reality, we are in an environment where the not so fun stuff matters just as much, and keeping ourselves protected and secured and insured and all those things is really important. And we would never want some sort of event, accident, or anything to distract from our membership experience. So I think this is really important. I encourage all of our clubs that aren't yet incorporated to do it. I think Gail's done a great job of explaining why it matters, and also that the process is not daunting and overwhelming. So thank you all for being here.
Yeah, so great to see all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gail.